They say it's the greatest love story ever told, a symbol of beauty, devotion, and a love so profound that generations have whispered its name with reverence. But the truth behind this marvel is far more complex, far deeper, and far more human than the stories of romance that fill guidebooks and postcards. The Taj Mahal, with its gleaming white domes and delicate minarets, is more than an architectural masterpiece. It is a monument born of grief so deep that it reshaped the life of an emperor and left an imprint on the world that will never fade. For centuries, millions have admired it, yet few have truly understood the story that gave it life. Because the Taj Mahal is not simply a symbol of love, it is a response to loss, an attempt to make memory permanent, an answer to the unbearable silence left by death. And once you understand the story behind it, you will never see it the same way again. Long before the first stone was laid, before the crowds arrived, before the sun and the moon had cast their glow upon its domes, there was only silence. The Yamuna River flowed quietly, almost reverently, past a land untouched by human ambition, where the soft mist hung low over endless plains and the wind whispered through tall grasses. The land was empty, waiting as though it knew that something extraordinary would one day rise from it. Something so powerful that it would outlast empires, endure the passage of centuries, and transform personal tragedy into a legacy that would inspire the world. There were no structures, no shadows of grandeur, only the stillness of nature and the soft murmur of water flowing endlessly. Time itself seemed to pause in anticipation of what was to come. At the center of this story was a man, a ruler whose name would echo across continents, a sovereign whose commands stretched over vast lands and whose wealth was beyond imagination. To the world, he was an emperor, a conqueror, unstoppable and formidable. He commanded armies, shaped nations, and controlled riches beyond comprehension. And yet, despite all his power, there was one thing he could not conquer: the heart, and his heart belonged to a woman. Not for status, not for political gain, but because she was the center of his existence, the anchor of his soul. She was his companion through victories and defeats, his confidant in moments no one else ever witnessed, the only place where he could find peace in a world dominated by expectation, pressure, and the heavy mantle of authority. Their love was quiet, steady, unbreakable, or at least that is what he believed, until a single, devastating moment changed everything. During the birth of their child, tragedy struck with the cruelest precision. There was no time to prepare, no time to react, and in an instant, she was gone. No warning, no goodbye, only silence. The most powerful man in the world became powerless in a way that no army, no treasure, no throne could ever prevent. The palace, once filled with music, laughter, and celebration, fell into a haunting quiet. His victories felt hollow. His empire, once resplendent with power and wealth, seemed meaningless. The person who had given his life meaning, who had been the center of his world, had vanished, leaving behind only the emptiness of absence and the echo of memory. But he did not surrender to grief alone. He could not accept the finality of death. He carried her presence with him in every corner of his palace, in every quiet hour of the night, in the echoes of her laughter and the fleeting memory of her smile. Grief became obsession. He could not allow her to disappear entirely, not into memory, not into history, not into the inevitability of time. He asked himself a question that would shape the course of history. What if love did not have to end with death? What if memory could be made permanent, tangible, visible to the world, a testament that could endure long after he and she were gone? This question consumed him, became his purpose, and led him to envision something that no one had ever imagined. He did not want a simple tomb. Anyone could create that. He envisioned something impossible, a structure so perfect that time itself could not erode its memory, so flawless that it would defy the inevitability of decay. A mausoleum of white marble that would glow beneath the sun, reflecting every ray with brilliance and purity. Symmetry so precise that it would appear almost unreal. Ornamentation so meticulous that every inch of surface, every carving, every floral motif, every inlay of precious stone would carry meaning, emotion, devotion. This would not be architecture. It would be a language of the heart written in stone, a rebellion against death, a defiance of loss, a challenge to eternity. The work began with thousands of artisans arriving from across the empire in distant lands. Master craftsmen, sculptors, calligraphers, engineers, stonecutters, and masons gathered, drawn together by a singular purpose: to create something the world had never seen, something that would endure beyond the limitations of life and time. Day after day, year after year, they labored under scorching sun and biting winter, through exhaustion and setbacks, through endless cycles of planning, measuring, carving, and assembling. Every stone, every marble panel, every delicate pattern was imbued with intention. Nothing was left to chance. This was not construction. This was devotion made manifest, grief made tangible, love transformed into art. Slowly the monument rose from the earth, layer by layer, section by section, each addition amplifying the vision of permanence. First, the foundation took shape, grounded deep in the earth, a testament to endurance. Then walls and arches appeared, rising gracefully toward the sky, each curve and dome measured with meticulous precision. The central dome, ethereal in design, began to float above the structure, surrounded by slender minarets that reached heavenward. As the monument grew, so too did its legend. Sunlight caught the marble, making it glow like captured light, while the moon illuminated it at night, its reflection dancing in the Yamuna River below, creating the illusion that the Taj Mahal existed simultaneously in two realms: the world of the living and the world of memory. Travelers journeyed from far-off lands to witness it, calling it a miracle, a wonder, a masterpiece beyond imagination. Yet none could grasp the truth behind the beauty. Every inlay of semi-precious stone, every carving of flowers and vines, every subtle curve of the marble was born of sorrow, an intimate expression of a heart that had been shattered. The entire structure was a conversation between loss and love, a silent but deafening testament to devotion, a physical manifestation of longing that transcended time itself. Years turned into decades. The Taj Mahal, complete in its luminous glory, stood as perfection. The emperor, the man who had given life to this monument, walked through its halls, not as a sovereign, but as one who had loved and lost beyond measure. To the world it was breathtaking. To him it was her. Every corner held memory. Every corridor echoed with emotion. For a fleeting moment, he could feel her presence, as if she still walked among the halls he had built in her honor. And yet, even in this tangible memory, he was reminded of her absence. Time moved forward relentlessly, the world changed, and the emperor aged. Yet his love remained constant, unyielding, a quiet flame amid the passage of centuries. When the end came for him, he was laid to rest beside her, as he had wished, within the monument he had built not for pride, not for fame, but for love. Centuries have passed since then. Empires have risen and fallen, civilizations have shifted, and yet the Taj Mahal stands as if defying history itself. Millions of visitors come every year, some drawn by beauty, some by curiosity, and some seeking a connection to history. Yet those who truly understand feel something deeper. They sense the pulse of devotion, the weight of grief, the enduring presence of a love so powerful that it transcends time, space, and death. This is not merely a building. It is a story, a narrative of love, loss, and devotion so profound that it carved itself into stone. A story that proves that even when life ends, love can endure. Even today, under the same sun and moon that once watched its creation, the Taj Mahal remains, silent yet speaking. A reminder to the world that some stories are too powerful to ever end. A testament that even in grief, the human heart can create something timeless, something eternal, something that transcends death itself. And as long as the white marble shines under sunlight and the river reflects its beauty, the story lives on, whispering across the ages, calling every visitor to pause, to feel, and to remember that some loves are immortal.